Hello, everybody. I'm Krasi. On the 15th of April, Mars is entering sidereal Gemini, and he will be in the sign Gemini until 3rd of June, from 15th of April until 3rd of June. What this change of zodiacal sign for us, of Mars for us, will mean? This is important transit of Mars. First, as we speak, he's still in sidereal Taurus. What is he doing in Taurus? He's not really very pleased in Taurus, because in Taurus he's considered to be fallen or detriment, because he's against the sign which he rules, which is Scorpio. So you can imagine that the energies of Mars in Taurus are quite disoriented, maybe destructive. And let's not forget who he is. Classically, we know that Mars is the god of war, of course, but when we look in the ancient Babylonian mythology, this is the god Nergal, who is the ruler of the netherworld, who is surrounded by the 7 Subitu demons, which are the Pleiades on the sky as we know them. And he's malefic. He's the husband of the goddess of the netherworld, the goddess that is ruling the netherworld, Ereshkigal, which is Venus while invisible. But I have 2-3 videos only about the invisible Venus, so if you're interested, you can find them. So Mars is living, he's the god of the netherworld, living with his wife Ereshkigal, which is pretty much influencing him in terms of suppressing his negative energies. So Mars is living with the invisible Venus in the netherworld, and they're ruling the world of the dead, the land of no return. Let's say also some other things about Mars. He was always considered very malefic, very negative by the ancients. They would fear him tremendously due to his unpredictability. He was called the unpredictable planet, the unpredictable god. He was the god who destroyed Babylon, given the power by the god Marduk, Jupiter. So Mars is unpredictable. He was he was associated with wars, plague, destructions of animals. Any natural disaster that can cross your mind is due to Nergal, Mars, and of course his demons, Subitu. Now, what is he doing in Gemini? Gemini is the sign, which is the sign of the great twins, Gilgamesh and Enkidu. And we do need to share, to mention even briefly what these energies mean of the Gilgamesh and Enkidu, because they are very important. You know probably the epic of Gilgamesh of Babylon, who was 1/3 human and 3/4 god, because his mother was a goddess, and he has the martial energies. And Enkidu has energies of purity and spirituality. And these are the 2 twins, the 2 great twins in heaven, Gilgamesh and Enkidu. And they are having this intellectual knowledge, human, even energies. So Mars enters this sign. How happy is he there? I can tell you that he's also there not very dignified, highly dignified, because what do we know about the sign Gemini? This is the sign of the summer solstice, the summer solstice. Mars cannot be happy in the sign where the sun is at its highest point, because Mars is ruling the netherworld. So he can only be happy in a point where you have the winter solstice, which is Sagittarius. So basically, he's in a place which is pretty much against his own place of power and dignity, which is the place of the winter solstice, which is pretty much associated with death and with the land of no return and with the home of Marduk, of Nergal, Mars. So he's against his comfort. The comfort zone of him is the land of no return, the winter solstice, if you want, which is Sagittarius. And right now he's in Gemini. Why I'm mentioning also the nature of the great twins? Because once we understand their energies, we will also understand how would Mars feel from 15th of April until 3rd of June 2021 in sidereal Gemini. First of all, there is only there is no real connection between them, even though briefly Nergal was mentioned also in the Epic of Gilgamesh, but Mars in Gemini is pretty much not in his comfort zone, so to say, so we cannot expect very good behavior from him. He can be destructive, but here comes a very good plus, which is all the time he will be followed by the close look of Marduk, because as we speak, Jupiter will be creating harmonious trine to Mars, and while watching towards him, he will be softening tremendously his energies. This is very, very, very important. So this is a big plus, but still, Mars will be in Gemini, and we cannot expect from him any harmonious, what he represents: the noble combat, the appropriate soldier-like army behavior, the good, appropriate, not harmful ambition without aggression. While in Gemini, there will be one point, especially towards from counted 20th May to the end of the period, when he will be conjoining these two stars, which are the two Gemini twins, Castor and Pollux. Especially harmful he will be approximately towards the end of May, when he will be conjoined Pollux, because Pollux is also a star which has the nature of Mars. So Mars in Gemini will not be very harmonious. We cannot expect this very otherwise driven and appropriate martial, and even building something appropriate behaviors. He will be disharmonious at times, and he may work in not very harmonious aspect way on people's minds. He can create disorientation, decision. Some people may make decisions which will be sudden, which will not be well calculated. This way he can, this will be his role on the markets too. He will be playing a role of very much of volatility, and also people's decisions will be influenced by him, especially towards the end of this of May, when he will be conjoining Pollux. Also, people's reactions and further fights and meetings and aggression is also very, very possible. And fights and conflicts Mars can generate while in the sign of Gemini. So this is what I also want to share with you. But again, Jupiter is watching by beautiful trine, and this will be saving us from the big trouble. But you will notice some disharmonies in people's activities, emotions, financial attitude. Yes, media, further manipulations. We think they reach the bottom or the worst. No, they can even go further. The game can be even more dirty with Mars in Gemini. So this is another story. What people who have ascendants Gemini, or moon in Gemini, or sun in Gemini, or people who are ruled by Mars, like who have Scorpio ascendant, who are ruled by Mars, who feel that they are ruled by Mars, need to be very balanced, very intuitive, to rely on love, because Jupiter will be creating harmonious trine to remind us about the philosophies of the universe, the love. Apply your intuition. Count to 10 before making decisions, because Mars will make us very impulsive. Yes, impulsive is the word of Mars in Gemini for this not very brief period. So this is another important point to make. So yes, this will be the period of Mars in Gemini. Try to be very, yes, intuitive, think twice before reacting, don't get involved into risky situations, especially if you have, like I said, Gemini moon, Gemini ascendant, or if you're ruled by Mars. And right now, this a little bit poor placement of Mars on the sky may influence you. But knowledge is power. It is like when it's raining, you take umbrella and you're safe. So I believe that this information in this sense will be helpful for you. So yes, this was about the transit of the god of the netherworld in the sign of Gemini, where he may be a little bit deorientated, a bit far from his comfort zone, and once we are informed, we will be well. So see you soon. Thank you for your attention and your comments.